So this is Parnell Park here in Rathdrum, County Wicklow. I'll just go up into the village now in a few minutes, but there's a statue to Charles Stewart Parnell. He was a famous Irishman here. I leave descriptions about him and why he's famous in the video later on, right? The deer is a symbol of Wicklow over 4 centuries. Yeah, I was lucky enough when I was walking down in Glendalough, doing the Spink loop. The second time I done that loop, I seen wild deer grazing up on the mountains. They're actually very close beside me. So yeah, Wicklow would have a lot of deer down here. You know, it's amazing all the history that you don't know about in your own country, right? Here is this stone, right? So it commemorates. It's saying here, Fiach McGowan. That's terrible Irish, isn't it? Pronunciation. Anyway, it's saying this monument commemorates the 400th anniversary of the death of Fiach MacHugh O'Byrne, leader of the Gaelic Leinster and the greatest chieftain of the O'Byrne's Ranelagh. On the 8th of May 1597, he was slain by forces under the Lord Deputy of Ireland, who later that day, near this spot, conferred knighthoods on his commanding officers. Fiach's head was afterwards sent to Queen Elizabeth in England, where on the 21st of September 1597 it was found discarded on Enfield's Chase. This stone was conveyed here from Glen Macdor, where Fiach lived and died, and on the 25th of August 1580 won a renowned victory over Lord Grey's army, unveiled on 11th of May 1997. Right, so again you have to you have to remember that Ireland was ruled by the British for 800 years, right? I know I keep going on about that in videos, but I'm not anti-British. As I keep saying, going way back in then times, they were all at it, going round conquering the world, so to speak, you know. So the British were no exception to the rule. They just went and they conquered more of the world than a lot of other nations. Like the French were at it, the Dutch, the Germans, the Portuguese, you know. Yeah, look what the Romans done. Look at the Turk Ottoman Empire. You can go on and go on and go on and go on. So I don't go on about it, but you have to speak the truth about, you know. That's the reason why it was obviously he was an Irishman who was rebelling against the whole rule of the English, and he was executed and beheaded. And that's the reason why, because the British ruled over this country for 800 years. But there you go. Right, so I'm just walking now into the centre of Rathdrum, the village of Rathdrum here in County Wicklow. It's actually probably a town. It's a big enough little place. A big enough little place. What a statement to make. No, it's there's a long street here, main street in it. So I presume it's a town more than a village. But I'll just keep walking into it here. Nice house there, isn't it? Pretty. So here's a map of Rathdrum here with information on it. So the statue I showed you, the sculpture I showed you over there of Charles Stewart Parnell, right? This is how famous that man was here in Ireland. He was Charles Stewart Parnell. He was born in Avondale, which is only up the road here, right? On the 27th of June 1846. In 1875 he was elected MP. Remember, this was ruled by the British again. So MP in the British House of Commons, and he worked tirelessly to achieve home rule for Ireland. With his untimely death in 1891 at the young age of 45, Ireland lost the one man who could probably have delivered this for his native country. In a short lifetime, he became known as the uncrowned King of Ireland. So that's Charles Stewart Parnell, and they've named that park over here Parnell Park, and the sculpture over there is of that man, Parnell, right? That's a cool sculpture there of a sheep farmer and his sheepdog, and you can sit down there on the bench beside him and get a picture if you want. But there's people here sitting down, and I'm just too embarrassed to do that. Men in kilts, window and gutter cleaning. Isn't that funny as hell, isn't it? What a way to advertise to get a job. Men in kilts, window and gutter cleaning. Super cool. Only in Ireland, my friends, only in Ireland. So that's Paddy Power there. If you're into betting on horses and stuff like that, they're huge here in Ireland. I'm not a betting person. I don't spend money on betting, not because I'm miserable, I just have no interest whatsoever in doing things like that. Look at that, that isn't pretty, isn't it? Medical hall, the bakery, medical hall, it looks nice, isn't it? That's a pharmacy, obviously. Looks pretty good to me. Avondale GAA Club Lotto, €8,100 is a jackpot. Increases by €100 if not won. Match 3 numbers to win or share, €200. It's a nice shop across the way, the Wise Owl. There's a grand family butcher there, look, pork, beef, lamb and handcrafted sausages. The Craft Butcher, established in 2018. So you can get breakfast pork sausages, jumbo pork sausages, cocktail sausages, garlic sausages, Cumberland sausages, bratwurst, apple and pork, beef sausage, chili beef sausage, merguez boerwurst, sweet Italian of New York, Argentinian chorizo and venison sausages. There's a man doing a great job. Painting. Great job. Is Faderlin, which means yes we can in Irish. Up Mayo, the central shop, right? Now, if you're mad into the Gaelic football, as I'm not, right? There was a match between Dublin and Mayo there last weekend. Now Dublin are All-Ireland champions and have been for the last number of years, right? And they played in Croke Park and Mayo bet them. So, like, there are people here in Ireland that are fanatics when it comes to Gaelic football. And if you're from, say, like, people from Dublin hate people from Meath, all to do with Gaelic football. You know, it's crazy stuff. As I said to you, I don't give a shit about Gaelic football. But anyway, that's just me. It's a pretty little town, isn't it? Village. As I said, I wouldn't call it a town, I'd call it a village. Here's another pub, Jacob's Wells. It's actually a hotel. Looks lovely, doesn't it? And Jacob's B&B. So there's a 4-star B&B here, and it's saying if nobody home, please call to Jacob's Well, which is the pub type hotel here. Jacob's Well Hotel. I like it. The Rathdrum 13th to 14th July International Cartoon Festival. Right. Flowers. Now, isn't the house on the street here across the road pretty as hell? Really, really pretty. I love when people put a bit of effort into their houses. Have a look at this. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that gorgeous? Well, I think it's class. I'm going to get a picture of it. I'll take a picture of me taking a picture of it. Fantastic. Well, there's one thing about Rathdrum here. You have plenty of room to park a car anyway. There's a car park here and there's a car park on the other end of the village. Oh, have you been to Avondale and wandered in her lovely vale? It should be possible for the labourers, the artisans and the mechanics of Ireland to live, thrive and prosper at home. Charles Stewart Parnell. Erected to the memory of Avondale's proud eagle and the Rathdrum community by Rathdrum Tidy Towns Committee. Right, okay. I know it's just really one main street, right? But it's pretty, you know. They're putting a lot of effort into it, I can see, which is always good to see. Right. All day breakfast, delicious hot lunches. The name of that there is called the Coffin Shed. Pretty cool though. It's nice, isn't it? I think the colour yellow is actually lovely, isn't it? Especially in old buildings. Got a stonework on the... Well, that's not old stonework now, it's new stonework, but it's done lovely the way you have it done. Now, you see what this jar is here? It's a jar of, actually, it was beetroot, right? And it looks like they put jam in it, and there's water in there, and that's really to kill wasps. The wasps go into the jam and then you go in and they'll fall into the water and they drown, which is kind of sad in a way. I know they're a pest, but that's why the jar is on the window here, because these are seats, tables here for people to get food. It's a pity, isn't it? There's other ways you could do that. You could put like a kind of a smoke. I've seen it actually in Corfu. They put this thing on the table where you're eating, and the breeze, smoke comes out of it. And I don't know. I'm calling it smoke, but it's probably not smoke. But the wasp won't come anywhere near where it's where it is. You know what I mean? So this is McGowan's lounge bar here in Rathdrum, okay, and it's saying it was formerly Bates in 1795, so it's been a pub since 1795, right? And over here it's saying it was a scene from the Michael Collins film was made here, starring Liam Neeson and Julia Roberts and Aidan Quinn, and there was also a scene of A Terrible Beauty, filmed in 1960, starring Robert Mitchum, Anne Haywood and Richard Harris. You see. Yeah, nice place in there now, I have to say. Nice. So it says this pub has been granted the James Joyce Pub Award for being an authentic Irish pub. A good puzzle would be to cross Ireland without passing a pub, says Ulysses. James Joyce identified and described the characteristic ambience of the Irish pub so successfully that the characters in Ulysses may be fictional, but they are based on a multitude of living beings, characters who Joyce found in pubs just like this one. This establishment remains an outstanding example of the tradition which Joyce immortalised in his works, and is an authentic Irish pub which retains a genuineness of atmosphere, friendliness and presence of good company. Unfortunately, I can't go into it because I don't have my ID with me. I'm over here to say hello to Farmer Joe and his sheepdog Fred. How are you, Joe? How are you, Joe? It's a nice day, isn't it? How's Fred doing, the dog? I heard you're having trouble with him trying to round up the sheep. You know? That he's running in all directions and not going where you want him to go. So I heard, anyway. Anyway, how's your sheep these days? Are you getting good money for them? Yeah? Right. Well, listen, I have to go on now. I'm going off down to Avoca there now, so next time I'm in Rathdrum, I'll drop by and have a chat with you. Okay, see ya. Take care, Joe. See ya.